Hey everybody, it's Rico, and in this video I'm going to talk about which is the best city to live in here in Cyprus. Is it Larnaca, Limassol, Paphos, Ayia Napa Nicosia, or maybe even a completely different city? So it's definitely going to be interesting. Watch this video until the end, but before we start, let's grab a coffee and then we see each other in the office room again. Moving to Cyprus was definitely one of the best decisions that I've ever made in my life, and I remember arriving here at the end of 2019, where it was already cold in my home country Germany, and I was just feeling this warm climate and the good vibes here, and I was very excited about the future. And since then my life changed in many ways, and I'm very thankful for the opportunity to live in a beautiful country like Cyprus with so many advantages. And Cyprus definitely has many benefits, and I'm talking about them in my other YouTube videos. But let's come back to the main topic of this video, and that is which is the best city to live in here in Cyprus. And in my opinion, especially if you live in the southern part of Cyprus, there are basically 5 big cities that are worthy to look at. And that is 1. Larnaca, 2. Limassol, 3. Paphos, Ayia Napa and Nicosia. So I asked myself as well, which city am I going to move to? And I spent 2 weeks in an Airbnb when I arrived here, and I looked at every city. I got my first impressions of the cities, and then before I decided and signed a long-term contract, I took a look at them. And each city has its own advantages and disadvantages, and in this video I'm going to talk about them. And let's start with Larnaca. Probably the best and the most useful advantage of Larnaca is that it is very near to the airport of Cyprus, to the main airport. So within 5 minutes you can reach Larnaca from the airport with a taxi, for example, and you can go to your hotel, to your house or to your apartment, which is very beneficial, especially if you travel a lot. So for high travelers, definitely choose Larnaca, because in this way you can always leave the country very fast, but also enter it very fast and go to your residency. Another advantage of Larnaca is that there is a beautiful salt lake with pink flamingos, which is awesome to look at, and you can take beautiful pictures there. You can't walk there, of course, or step on the salt lake, but it is very awesome to drive around it or just take a walk there because it looks very beautiful. Also, another advantage is the nice promenade with some awesome palm trees there, with a lot of tourists there and a lot of activities you can do there, especially for kids, for example, a beautiful sandy beach, and also there is a new harbor currently that is being built. Obviously this takes some years, but once this is done, I think there is a lot of potential for Larnaca as well. I wrote down 2 disadvantages of Larnaca, and those are of course my own opinion, and maybe this is even advantage for you, but for me a lot of tourists and too many tourists especially is a disadvantage. And just because Larnaca is that near to the airport, obviously tourists choose Larnaca to go to a hotel there, because in this way they don't spend too much time on traveling. Another disadvantage that I wrote down for myself is that I didn't find deep beaches there until now. I don't know why, but all the beaches you can literally walk like 30, 40, 50 meters into the ocean, into the sea actually, and you're still just like until here. The water is not that deep, and sometimes I just like to swim and to swim especially deep, so this was not possible in Larnaca for me until now. Maybe I just didn't find the right beaches yet, but this is another disadvantage that I wrote down. Now we are coming to Limassol, which is actually the first city that I lived in here in Cyprus, and I lived there for almost 1 year before I decided to move here to Paphos, where I'm at right now. And the advantages of Limassol are also very interesting, so definitely keep listening. And the first advantage of Limassol is that they have an awesome, long, beautiful promenade with palm trees on the left and on the right. It's like 3 kilometers and it is never boring going there. I lived there for 1 year and I've been there literally 4 or 5 times a week, and always I was stunned by the view because it's just so awesome. Also with the marina, and they have a big harbor as well with yachts, with big ships, and it's just awesome to hang out there, to spend time there. to go to the cafes and work there if you work remotely, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful promenade. Another advantage is that there are a lot of forex and trading businesses, so it's definitely a hub spot for that if you're interested in topics like that. Also, there is a lot of potential for business and work in general, so a lot of companies are looking for people that are looking for work, especially forex companies. And also there are awesome and beautiful restaurants at the sea with a nice view that are also looking for new staff, so there is definitely a lot of potential in Limassol. This is also the biggest city by far, because now we are coming to the disadvantages, and I wrote down that Limassol is very crowded. The infrastructure is very, very crowded and the cars are always there, and it's extremely big. You need like 30 to 40 minutes to drive through Limassol from one end to the other, and if you have a car you're always waiting in line. And Limassol also is very expensive, so the rent prices are by far the most expensive in all over Cyprus. So this is something you definitely need to know before you move to Cyprus, because Limassol might be not the cheapest way to live here. There are also very similar, even better apartments here in Paphos for less money. Talking about Paphos, now we are coming to Paphos. And the first advantage of Paphos is that it is very green. I myself, I'm a nature lover. I love plants, I love trees and mountains and palm trees. And especially when you're in Paphos, you just know that there are even more green plants everywhere. Also, it is very close to the mountains, to the Troodos mountains, as well as to Akamas, which is a nice scenery with landscapes and green nature in general. Also, the beaches here are just stunning. It is beautiful here to stay at a sandy beach because you have beautiful sand of golden beach sand, and also it is perfect for a bike tour. So if you like bicycling, you can literally drive around Paphos at the seafront from Larnaca, where I'm living at, which is a neighbor city of Paphos, and drive all the way to Paphos, which takes you about 30 minutes, and it's just awesome, especially in summer with the sun and you just having your bicycle and friends with you, listening to some music. The vibes are just awesome. Also, I already talked about it, the rental prices here in Paphos are very cheap at the moment, so definitely if you're on the budget, take a look at the rental prices here. In general, I can describe Paphos as small, cute, cozy and very familiar. The people here are even more relaxed than in Limassol, and the people here are very friendly and just want to help you and always in a good mood. And the disadvantages of Paphos is that it is very far away from the main airport, Larnaca. So if you're a high frequency traveler, Paphos might not be the best choice for you, but for me, I stay a lot of time during the year here in Cyprus, so I chose Paphos, and I didn't care that I have to go to the Larnaca airport, which is a 2-hour drive, like every couple of months. And another disadvantage that I wrote down for Paphos is, especially important for some people, that there are not as many people here as, for example, in Limassol. This might be an advantage for some people, but a disadvantage for other people. For me, especially, I don't really care, because when I want to talk or to socialize to a lot of people, I go to Limassol, which is like a 1-hour drive. But for some people, they need socializing every day. And so for those people, Paphos might not be the right choice. Then definitely look more into Limassol or Larnaca or some other city. And the advantages of Nicosia are very interesting, because there are big universities and schools in Nicosia. So if you have a family, for example, and you want your kids to go to a great school, definitely you will find the right schools in Nicosia. Also, there is the University of Nicosia, which is specialized in blockchain technology and cryptocurrencies, which is worldwide known for their name and their works in cryptocurrencies and digital currencies. So if you're interested in that, maybe Nicosia is the right choice for you. And also it is very close to northern Cyprus. So if you want to visit the Turkish side of Cyprus, Nicosia is definitely the right choice for you, because you will be in the Turkish part within some minutes. Disadvantages of Nicosia are that it is very hot and far away from the beach. You can't just go out to the beach within some minutes, like here in Paphos, Limassol, Larnaca or Ayia Napa, for example. And because of that, I had the feeling that it is very hot there. The air was just very sticky, and I was there and I didn't felt quite good, because I just love water and ocean and basically the sea. So I definitely decided against Nicosia. And also it is far away from the hotspot cities that I just talked about, so you can't just go to Paphos, Limassol or Larnaca within 10 minutes. You'd have to spend at least 30 minutes on the road to go there. Now we're coming to Ayia Napa, which is also like the party part of Cyprus, and it's very interesting for tourists because Ayia Napa is like the party place of Cyprus. And even the Cypriot native people that live here and that were born here, they go to Ayia Napa only for holidays. So it's definitely beautiful there, awesome beaches, blue lagoons, very blue in the summer, a lot of people there, lots of quads and buggies, so you can definitely have fun there. But now we're coming to the disadvantages, and that it is very hard to focus on the work there, especially this. Of course, this depends on the person, and for me it was very hard to focus there just because there was so much opportunities to do and so many people to talk to, and also it is very chaotic and party oriented. So if you want to live here and if you want to focus on your work, I think this might not be the best choice. But if you're a type of person that likes to do that and that can also do party and focus on the work, which I admire and I would love to do that as well, but then Ayia Napa might be the right choice for you. So these were the 5 main cities in specific, and now we're coming to the conclusion. So regardless of what I just said, this of course depends on what type of person you are. Do you like a lot of people? Do you like being on your own? Do you like a lot of cars? Do you don't like cars? Do you like nature? Do you like big houses and skyscrapers? Do you like sandy beaches? Do you like beaches with rocks? So in my opinion, regardless of what you choose, you should at least watch and take a look at every city. Book an Airbnb for some days, rent a car and just drive around the city and drive around the country and just take a look, and dependent on your gut feelings, decide on which city is the right one for you. And even if you decide for a city and later on you decide to move to another city, this is of course also possible. And I did this as well. I first decided for Limassol, but then after some months I realized that I like more nature and more solitude and being on my own with some quiet neighbors. And then I decided to move to Paphos. Everything is possible in life, so don't be too fixated. So just do what you think is right, do what your gut feelings are telling you, or what you think the best choice for you is. I'm sure everything is gonna be fine and you will feel good anywhere you are. So have a good time, and maybe I see you soon in Cyprus. I'm Rico, and if you're interested in Cyprus videos, marketing videos, personal development, and other topics like lifestyle like that, definitely make sure to subscribe to this channel. Leave a comment if you have any questions, like this video, and I see you in the next video.